Good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon, good evening. And also we say hello to those who are still on bed. They will be joining us shortly, either from the US, which is very far. And it's a great pleasure to see you all today. This is one of our regular celebration of a very important day, because it is celebrating the achievement and appreciating the remarkable progress the whole world has made towards women's rights and women empowerment, and women actually being engaged in the forefront of our progress to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. It's my great pleasure to have or to welcome you to this conference. This is a regular event we celebrate on the day where the United Nations, or when the United Nations is internationally celebrating the International Women's Day. We will hear later about the history of this day very briefly, and also shortly we will also listen to the video message broadcasted by the United Nations Secretary General on this particular occasion, which will give a broader idea about where we are, the progress women made. The World Association for Sustainable Development is actually a big organization, scattered all over the world. It is a forum bringing people from all over the world, and we are very proud to have been in the forefront of addressing these global issues of equality and anything to do with our road to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. We have been engaged with this global sustainable development issue since 1998. And this year we're going to have our 19th international conference. In terms of women, we have been involved heavily in different perspectives. One of them is to make sure women are actually fully participating in our organization in the different levels. And I'm going to show you very quickly brief presentation about us and what we have done and what we want to do, so you can all join us. But before I do that, I would like just to say a few logistical, or to mention a few logistical and housekeeping issues. Number one, this conference is live streamed across all our social media channels in World Association for Sustainable Development, Middle Eastern Knowledge Economy Institute, Best of MENA, Best of Sudan, because we have a large or a big project on the diaspora, in our diaspora project. So it is being broadcasted live all over the world. Please share this Facebook pages with all your friends and network. So you don't really need to come into the Zoom. We will be you can watch us from anywhere you like. Secondly, according to there were lots of regulations and copyright issue and privacy rules, and particularly we are committed to every regulations in the European Union. One of them is to make sure people are all given the opportunity to either stay on camera, or they can hide themselves. Although I really encourage everyone, like I always encourage my students, to be on camera, because this is the least we can do to engage with each other, particularly in this very difficult time. So this is the second one. So if you don't want to show in camera, you can hide yourself, those who are in the Zoom. But I would really encourage you all to be on camera as much as possible. We have fantastic women speakers today from all over the world. And every year we have women from all over the world participating in our event. The video you have seen featured very little really from the number of women. These are all women engaged within WAST, whether they are women or girls engaged within WAST. So let me quickly show you a quick presentation about who we are and what we do. And I think there's much of the information, you will find it in our website. But let me just start by sharing with you few issues and background. So we are celebrating the United Nations International Women's Day. The World Association for Sustainable Development has been doing this for many years. But who we are and what we do, there's plenty of information in our website, was.org.uk. Please go to the website and read it, and you will see the work we have been doing. We are a global forum that brings together experts from across the world. That's really the bottom, if you like, or the core or the values which we are trying to achieve. We have started 20 years ago advocating ourselves to help the developing countries to bridge the gap with developing countries so people, they know about them, we learn from them, and so on. So you can see lots of stuff in the website. We are academic, professional, and non-political organization. We promote the population of everyone across the world, not necessarily in the United Kingdom. And we are very much advancing the knowledge in developing countries, particularly in Africa and Middle East. We have worked a lot there. We facilitate the exchange of knowledge, and we also bring together experts from across the world. Quickly, there are 17 sustainable development goals, but one of the really important one we believe is the partnership for the goals. And that's what we have been trying to achieve through our work. We really want people to come together from all over the world. Men, women, black, white, different ethnicity, religious. We just want people to work together. We have lots of partners who worked with us in the past. They are still working with us. I'm sure these slides are not very much updated, but these are at least give you example. We work with everyone, United Nations agencies, excuse me, governments, commercial, private sector, students, universities, publishers, all over the world. From St. Lucia to UAE to Bahrain to UNESCO to South Africa to Sudan to everywhere in the world. We also have clear and strong partnership with United Nations Children and Youth major group. We are very keen on the young and the youth. We have lots of activities, including conferences, teaching and learning, debates and seminar. We publish 4 or 5 book series. One of them is very famous, is the World Sustainable Development Outlook. We have lots of international journals, all international affiliate journals. We do development projects. One of them is the famous project we did. We transferred one of the largest library of science and technology policy donated by the University of Sussex. We gave it to Sudan. We transferred it all the way to Sudan and East Africa. We have a very rich online library. We have a very strong expert directory where you can actually communicate with people, and we run lots of high-level interviews, and we also have big projects on youth engagement. This is just a quick one. The top one is our last conference face-to-face, also hosted by the International Maritime Organization of the United Nations in London. The one in 2018 was in Geneva, and in 2017 we were in Bahrain. And this is how we do. We travel. We try to engage people from all over the world. Everything is available in our website. But just to give you a glimpse of our 2018 conference in Geneva, you can see on the opening ceremony, there are more women than men. And it was remarkably acknowledged by the United Nations itself. At the official opening, we had His Excellency or Her Excellency, Dr. Gail Rigobert on our advisory board, and the Minister of Education and Innovation and Sustainable Development for St. Lucia. We have the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for Spain. She was the Executive Director of the International Trade. And also we have Our Excellency Olga, who is the Executive Secretary of the United Nations. So we always have the women participating in our work. You can see from the pictures, I will quickly go to them. You can see we have a good balance. We're trying to have women to dominate what we do, because women across the world are bigger than men in terms of the numbers. So we're trying our best. You can also see the diversity from the faces. In terms of who we invite, whom we have the privilege to speak in our conference, we also make sure we have a good balance of women, as you can see from these pictures. So we really always, from all over the world, different women and so on and so forth. However, despite all our efforts and other international organizations, including the United Nations itself, you can see still we don't see women are as equal as men. This is our latest conference on e-learning last year during the COVID, but you can still see, despite all our efforts, women are not as equally represented as men. This is just last month. Higher education in the Middle East and North Africa is still, we are working very hard to get as many women on board as possible. Quickly, this is from New Jersey, Atlantic in 2011, our international conference. I'm just giving you an example. You can see how we always been very keen to get women on board. This is from Bahrain. This is from St. Lucia. This is interviews we run. This is one of them was from the UN Youth Ambassador, which is a young girl from United Arab Emirates, Suad Al-Hamadi. This is one of the winners of the 2020 Young Talented for Science and Technology by UNESCO. She's a Sudanese doing her PhD in South Africa. So we are engaging with women, trying to get them. We are very pleased today. We're going to officially launch our newest journal, which is World Journal of Women and Sustainable Development, and also our World Journal for Sustainable of Youth and Sustainable Development. This is a picture from a training we conducted for the police leaders in the Middle East, particularly United Arab Emirates. The two pictures, you can see them. They came all the way to us. I remember at the University of Brighton, they were being trained on knowledge and learning. This is one of the examples. We have run this in London. It's about human rights and women as leader in change and development, engaging with the United Nations and UN Habitat. This was a workshop in Sudan. You can also see the number of women is really, I'm very pleased to see all these things happening. This was a workshop on implementation of sustainable development public policy. This is our library. You can please go and browse it, share it. We also try in our expert directory to feature women leaders. On the top here, you have Dr. Suhair Hamad Al-Nil. She was voted the best surgeon in the United Kingdom and was given that award by Her Excellency, the Prime Minister at that time, Theresa May. And we're trying to feature all these people in our directory. This is one of our founders and one of our distinguished women leader across the world, Professor Beverly Anderson. She used to be the Dean of the School of Business at California, San Marcos. She is really one of the examples. We're really very proud to see her everywhere, not just in the US, but she's a global character. She used to be the president of the United States American Marketing Society and so on. So we have people engaged. This is our youth engagement program. This is a picture from Bahrain. We're very proud when we saw this. This is a group of girls and boys in Bahrain. And the girls are dominant, as you can see, trying to solve problem of conflict, terrorism, how people, they can live together. So we have been really engaged with many of these initiatives. It's called Together Safe, which is a brilliant role by women in terms of helping others. This is a library I told you earlier. Now, we have a very strong and rich program for women, and it's called Women Leadership Program. It can be a postgraduate diploma, a master, or an MBA, which we are very happy to deliver and with any academic institution across the world. So please feel free to contact us. And if you would like to see how we can cooperate and partner together to deliver this course from London, from across the world, to your university or academic institution, we can deliver it either through entirely digital learning or through face-to-face. Hopefully after this COVID will be compacted fully within the next 4 or 5 months. We're expecting by maybe September, November, we will be able to travel, so we can do it face-to-face or we can do it a mix. We have an online communication. We can do it in classrooms through your own spaces in your country. So this is also, we can explore it offline with any institution interested to engage with us. This is just one of the programs relating to women, but we have lots of programs where we will be very happy to deal with you. We have made considerable impact. We are very pleased. In 2018, the United Nations Joint Inspection Unit spoke about how they see the work we have done across the diaspora in science and technology, engaging with young, and so on and so forth. I will just, for the time, just go quickly. Examples. This is, we have run lots of workshops and webinars to try to help the community across the world in the UK and others. This is one of them, Children Under Lockdown, was led by 3 distinguished women. One of them is a well-known head teacher in London, Remy, a professor of physiotherapy from Cairo University, and a senior consultant from United Arab Emirates, Dr. Amani, and so on, and with also involving kids, as you can see them. This is a very, one of my favorite pictures from Indonesia, from University of, in Surabaya, Erlangga University. I was very pleased to see women leading the university. And this picture, I like it very much because it involves all levels of women engagement at the university. From a senior professor, I think one of the deputies of the rector or the vice chancellor, to a postgraduate researchers, to one senior administrator, to a student. So you can see all of it really well represented here. This is from Sudan, when we went to Sudan. And in Sudan in particular, women have played a critical role in really eradicating not just dictatorship and fighting against this dictatorship in Sudan, because Omar al-Bashir, the president of Sudan, who was ruling Sudan for 30 years, has made major, if you like, changes to democracy in the whole region, in Africa or Middle East, and women have been in the leading front of really leading that revolution in Sudan. And this is two major pictures. They have been spread all over the world. On my right hand side, this girl, really, I don't know what to say, but she was being cited across all the media when the military services were trying to stop and kill protesters. This girl was actually she stood for all the guns, and she was actually throwing back what they have been throwing at the protesters. So she was taking even live ammunitions. I think this is one of the pictures. She was being given an award, but she really one of the major names fighting in front of even men and boys. I mean, the picture you will see on videos, she stood in front of men and boys fighting against military and security services. On the second hand, this picture also for Allah was very famous, which I have seen you may have seen it across the world. So I would like to finish here. This is the last time we had the opportunity face to face. This was a big march by women from all over the world in Oxford Street in London, 2019. The last time we were able to meet face to face. I would like to finish here because of the time, and I would like to ask kindly Mervyn, if you can play for us 1 or 2 minutes message from the Secretary General, so I will hand over to the chair of the first session. Mervyn, can you play that video, please? This is a message from the UN Secretary General.
The COVID-19 pandemic has erased decades of progress towards gender equality. From high job losses to exploding burdens of unpaid care, from disrupted schooling to an escalating crisis of domestic violence and exploitation, women's lives have been upended and their rights eroded. Mothers, especially single mothers, have faced acute anxiety and adversity. The consequences will far outlast the pandemic. But women have also been on the front lines of pandemic response. They are the essential workers, keeping people alive and holding economies, communities and families together. They are among the leaders who have kept prevalence rates lower and countries on track for recovery. This year's International Women's Day highlights the transformative power of women's equal participation. We are seeing it ourselves at the United Nations, where I am proud that we have achieved gender parity in UN leadership posts for the first time in history. The evidence is clear. When women lead in government, we see bigger investment in social protection and greater inroads against poverty. When women are in parliament, countries adopt more stringent climate change policies. When women are at the peace table, agreements are more enduring. And with women now serving in equal numbers at the top leadership posts at the United Nations, we are seeing even more concerted action to secure peace, sustainable development, and human rights. In a male-dominated world, with a male-dominated culture, gender equality is essentially a question of power, and males are an essential part of the solution. I call on countries, companies and institutions to adopt special measures and quotas to advance women's equal participation and achieve rapid change. As we recover from the pandemic, support and stimulus packages must target women and girls specifically, including through investments in women-owned businesses and the care economy. Pandemic recovery is our chance to leave behind generations of exclusion and inequalities. Whether running a country, a business or a popular movement, women are making contributions that are delivering for all and driving progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals. It's time to build an equal future. This is a job for everyone and for the benefit of everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mervin, and apologies for the chair for just having more few minutes. I am going to stop here, and please feel free to browse our website, contact us, and we will take over. I would like to start by thanking everyone who contributed to this event, starting from Mervin. You have just seen him, the remarkable Mervin, who is doing all this job, all these videos is Mervin, Janet, all the people who are watching us, and most importantly, the women leaders who are going to join us now from all over the world. They have given up a critical time of their day.
For me, education is the key for my future.